Salutations, my name is Summer and this is Sterling Reads, and I want to talk about some series that I want to complete and a couple I want to start. I'm not mentioning all the series, of course, because I love reading series. And I feel like in the next 6 months I'll update you guys on where I'm at and new series I'd like to start after I complete some of these. So I'm going to tell you first about a series that I will be completing within one book. I would like to read Smiley's People by John Le Carre. I don't know how to pronounce it. I try to do a French thing. I love George Smiley. So I'm really wanting to reread the whole series, and that is my problem with series. If I wait a little while, I want to reread the whole thing, and then I don't ever accomplish reading. And I believe this is the final book in the George Smiley series. If I'm wrong, let me know, because I have read a couple of his other books. But yeah, I'm thinking this is the last one in his George Smiley series. Another book that was just, it wasn't really like a series, it's just a duology, and that is Chimes of a Lost Cathedral by Janet Fitch. The first book was The Revolution of Marina M. I cannot believe I have not read this. My mom says I am the only person she knows who gets excited about a book and then won't read it because I am so excited about it. So hopefully, and here again, I'm like, oh, I want to reread The Revolution of Marina M before I read this one, which is the second, and it's only a duology that I know of. So anyway, I want to get to that. A Column of Fire by Ken Follett. Absolutely love Ken Follett. I think I love the Fall of the Giants series. I forget what it's called. More than the Kingsbridge series, but I love this series also. I did read the prequel. I know it came out this year. I believe it was this year. And everybody said, oh, don't read it. Read A Column of Fire first because you know how it's written. And I was like, no. I'm going to read the prequel before I read the final book. And I did, and it was fantastic. So this is the last one I need to read to finish that series. I was going to say trilogy, but now that we have the prequel, it's a series. Also, I love these editions. Okay. Another one, I only have to read one book to finish it. This actually is a trilogy, and this was gifted to me, so thank you. The Winners by Frederick Backman. This is a trilogy of Beartown. We had Bear Towns, and then it was like Us Against You or something like that was a second book. And so then we have The Winners. So I'm excited about this one, and I'm wanting to read it once it really snows, but we had a snow and I was so busy working that I didn't start it. So I'm reading a bunch of thick books already. I want to wait until I have time. And like I said in my other video, I'm wanting to only read 2 things at once and stop with all the madness of reading a million things at a time, so that way I can give my full focus and get lost completely in a story, which means it could destroy me and throw me in a slump. But even in slumps, I read. So, okay, so another series that I'm really excited about, I finished the first book. So I have started this series. It's a huge series. My mother read this series, the whole series, pretty much when she was pregnant with me. So my whole life, I'm 43, my whole life I have heard, I want you to read this. I want you to read this series. But the second book, which is where I'm at, is The Rebels by John Jakes. I would love it. Now, I'm not starting any of my projects until March because I need to finish some books. I have some great books I'm reading. Also, I have a huge buddy read in January that will follow into February. So I don't think I'll get to this until March probably, especially with my 2-book rule. But I'm excited about this, and I own all of the books. So there's no excuse for me not to read the whole series this year. Another one that I want to start, it's only a duology again, but I have not read, so I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I have not read anything by Peter Straub. When I was young, I had like a teenager, I owned his book, The Ghost Story or something like that, but I never read it. And then it ended up leaving. Books have come and gone so much in my life, but I really want to read The Talisman. I do own The Black House somewhere because I got it in a big, nice hardback. So yeah, I'm wanting to read this. I'm reading Fairy Tale right now. Absolutely loving it. So a book I'm questioning if I should read it because it's the third book in a series and it was so long ago when I started it. And I don't remember everything. I'm thinking I should reread the first and second book. So we'll see. But that is Dune, Children of Dune by Frank Herbert. Like I said, I read Dune and Dune Messiah, but I stopped and it's been years and years since I read it. So I don't know. We'll see. I might start it, and then if I'm not feeling like I know what's going on, I may just go ahead and reread the first and second book. A couple more. So I did read the first book in this series, and I can't remember what the series is called. Oh, Six Tudor Queens. So I read the first one. I've been wanting to reread it, but I don't own it. So I was like, I'll just go to Anne Boleyn. I don't own Jane Seymour, who was the third queen, but I do own Anna Cleves and Catherine Howard. I do not have Catherine, the last one, the one who ended up outliving him. Catherine, I know you guys know it, but so I figure I'll read the ones I have. If I actually read the three that I own, I will get them from the library. I think I would like to own all of these eventually because I crave things about King Henry's wives sometimes. I know that sounds silly, but I do. Okay, so another series I would like to start, and I have the three up here because I want you to see these gorgeous editions, and that is I would like to finally get to Swan's Way. Would you see how gorgeous the edition? I mean, the side's just these are the red vintage classics. So the back isn't anything exciting, but I want you to see. I own the first three books, so if I like them, we have Within a Budding Grove, and then I don't know how to pronounce that. I wasn't ready for that. I guess I've never really read that title out. It looks like it would be Spanish, but I'm not for sure. Anyway, I wanted to show off those beautiful editions. I have three more series to talk about. I started this, so I've read the first book in this series, and I'm happy that it's all here together because it's not that hefty of a book. I mean, it's a big book, but I like these type of floppy paperbacks. They're my favorite thing to read. I did watch the series. I want to say it was on PBS. It was on, maybe it was BBC, but I did watch it. So, and I read the first one, and it followed along pretty closely to the show. So yeah, hopefully I can read this whole thing this year. And I feel like I'm going to really enjoy it. A series I would like to start. I own 3 or 4 of these. Oh, and I love the show. Here's one that has the show. It's so good. I love both of those characters. But hopefully I'll love the books. This is the first one in the series. The Shadow of Death. These are Sydney Chambers mysteries. Yeah, so I hope I love the books as much as I love the show. And then one that I've been into, this is the third book in the series by Terry Brooks. It is The Wish Song of Shannara. So this one I have started. Like I said, these are not all the series that I have or that I've even started, but these are my main focus for the year. If I actually manage to get through these, I will update you guys, maybe quarterly, maybe halfway through the year, and see if I'm adding any to my list or if I finished any of them. Hopefully I will. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel about series. If you want to see somebody else who is even more crazy about series than I am. That's Amy over at Zoe Beck. I'll link her channel down below. I just watched her video on series, and she, I can't remember, she does 23 series. But yeah, she loves her series also. Anyway, let me know how you guys are doing. I hope you're doing well, staying safe and warm. And yeah, I'm excited for 2023. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.